He wasn't born to be a legend. He was born in Aston, Birmingham, a factory town soaked in soot and gray skies. December 3rd, 1948, John Michael was born. The world would come to know him by one name, Ozzy. This is the story of a man who clawed his way from working-class obscurity to global infamy. A singer, a madman, a survivor, a cultural hurricane. Welcome to Starline's tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, his rise, his chaos, his final bow. Ozzy grew up poor. His father worked night shifts. His mother kept food warm. Ozzy struggled in school. He had dyslexia, undiagnosed until much later. He preferred music to math, Beatles records to homework sheets. He was arrested at age 17 for burglary, spent 6 weeks in jail. He said it taught him two things: never steal again. Never underestimate the power of boredom after jail. He worked random jobs, construction, plumbing, slaughterhouse duty, but none stuck. What did sound? In 1968, he joined forces with Tony Aimee, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward. They originally called themselves Earth. Then they saw people lining up for horror movies and thought, what if music could scare you? Black Sabbath was born. Their sound was heavy, their lyrics darker. Ozzy's voice cut through like broken glass and thunder. 1970, their self-titled debut dropped. Tracks like Black Sabbath and The Wizard shook the music world. Critics hated them. Fans loved them. A new genre was born. Heavy metal Ozzy wasn't a polished frontman. He stumbled. He screeched. He wore crosses and sequins. He said bizarre things in interviews, but it worked. Fans saw authenticity. Paranoid became a global hit. So did Iron Man and War Pigs. Ozzy sang about madness, war, alienation, things no one else touched. He was messy, magnetic, dangerous. Parents hated him. Teenagers worshipped him. Black Sabbath was now selling out arenas. And Ozzy Osbourne was officially a rock god. But fame came at a price. Ozzy drank relentlessly. Took pills, snorted powder, mixed substances. He was fired from Black Sabbath in 1979. Tony Aimee said, "We couldn't find him half the time." Ozzy spent 3 months in a hotel room, blacked out, eating pizza, talking to pigeons. He thought his career was over. Then came Sharon. Sharon believed in Ozzy. She saw genius where others saw chaos. She convinced him to go solo. She booked studio time, hired Randy Rhoads on guitar. Together, they launched Blizzard of Oz in 1980. It was a masterpiece. Crazy Train, Mr. Crowley, Suicide Solution. Ozzy was back, and Sharon became more than his manager. She became his anchor. In the 1980s, Ozzy's solo career skyrocketed. His live shows were unpredictable. He bit the head off a dove at a press conference. Then, a bat at a concert in Des Moines. It wasn't planned. He thought it was rubber. It wasn't. Fans screamed. The media panicked. Ozzy got rabies shots, and his legend grew bigger. He urinated on the Alamo, snorted ants, barked on stage. To some, he was unhinged. To millions, he was untouchable. Ozzy and Sharon married in 1982. They had 3 kids, Aimee, Kelly, Jack. Ozzy loved them deeply. He was chaotic but present. He once said, "I may be nuts, but my heart's in the right place." Her household was loud, bizarre, and loving. In 2002, the Osbournes premiered on MTV. Suddenly, Ozzy was on couches across America, mumbling, swearing, feeding dogs, loving his family. He became a pop culture icon all over again. Even with reality TV fame, Ozzy kept making music. Albums like No More Tears, Osmosis, Black Rain, An Ordinary Man showed he wasn't done. He performed with legends Elton John, Lemmy. He collaborated with Post Malone and Travis Scott. He won Grammys. Was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. Ozzy Osbourne had become more than metal. He was a bridge between generations. In the 2010s, his body began to fight back. Parkinson's, spinal injuries, infections, surgeries. He canceled tours, battled depression. But Sharon said, he still wakes up thinking of music. Ozzy released Patient Number 9 in 2022, featuring Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, Tony Iommi. It was haunting, beautiful, angry, he said. If this is my last album, so be it. I gave it everything. Fans called it his farewell letter. July 2025, Ozzy returns home to Birmingham. Villa Park hosts his final concert. Black Sabbath reunites. Metallic joins. Ilton sends a message. Youngblood takes the stage. Jason Momoa hosts the evening. Ozzy in pain, but smiling, stands before 40,000 people. He says, "Thank you, I'm home." He sings Paranoid one last time. Fans cry. Grown men scream. The air buzzes. Ozzy bows and disappears backstage. 2 weeks later, Ozzy Osbourne passes away. 76. Surrounded by love. Surrounded by legacy. From factory boy to global legend. Intro to act to Ozzy Osbourne wasn't just a musician. He was myth. A man whose every moment, every scream, bite, stumble, curse became folklore. His name echoed through heavy metal, horror, tales, and late-night gossip. January 20th, 1982, Des Moines. A fan throws what Ozzy thinks is a rubber bat on stage. He bites its head off. It wasn't rubber. It was real. Paramedics swarm. Ozzy gets rabies shots. The media explodes. Headlines read, "Prince of Darkness goes too far." Ozzy laughs it off. Quote, "I thought it was a toy. Tasted awful." To fans. It became legend. Touring with MT Lee, Crew Ozzy ups the ante. He snorts a line of ants on a sidewalk. Drinks urine. Licks it clean. Tommy Lee calls it the wildest thing I've ever seen. And in Texas, Ozzy urinates on the Alamo, wearing Sharon's dress. He's arrested. Banned from San Antonio for a decade, it wasn't rebellion. Ozzy, pure chaos. No filter. No apology. Ozzy's track Suicide Solution causes a storm. Teenager dies by suicide. Parents blame the song. Lawsuit follows. Ozzy defends himself. Quote, "It's not about suicide. It's about addiction. About my own story." Court dismisses the case, but the culture war begins. Ozzy becomes a symbol for freedom, recklessness, and danger. News anchors label him satanic. Church groups protest outside shows, albums are burned. Ozzy responds with mischief. He wears more crosses, screams louder, spits fire. MTV bans segments. Ozzy sells more records. In interviews he says, "I'm not the devil. I'm just loud." But for a generation raised on punk, metal, and rebellion, he becomes a messiah. The 1980s were Ozzy's storm. He overdosed twice, blacked out mid-tour. Lyrics, cities, birthdays. Sharon nursed him back. At one point, she threw cold water on him mid-bender and said, "You're not dying today." Ozzy went to rehab, came back, fell again. In 1989, he was arrested for attempting to strangle Sharon. During a blackout, she didn't leave. She got him help. The cycle continued. 2002, The Osbournes. It's MTV. Ozzy's house becomes America's. Living room, Jack rebels, Kelly sings. Aimee opts out. Sharon becomes adored. Ozzy mumbles, curses, feeds dogs. Fans see him differently. Not just chaos, but love, exhaustion, humor. He became a pop icon. Even South Park and The Simpsons feature him. He wins an Emmy. From beater to sitcom star, despite fame shifts, Ozzy never stops. Ozfest becomes the metal world's biggest touring festival. He headlines with Korn, Marilyn Manson. SLIP, KNOT. Each show is mayhem. Fire, crosses, biting lyrics. In interviews, he says, "I'd rather die on stage than in bed." He performs with his kids. Duets with Kelly. Cries on stage. When the crowd sings louder than he does, his heart beats through distortion. Ozzy befriends unexpected icons. Post Malone, Elton John, Travis Scott, Kanye West, Tommy Hilfiger. He appears at fashion shows. Sits with royalty. Signs, brass, and battle axes. He's invited to speak at Oxford. He declines. Greater than I'm not smart. I just scream a lot, but the invitation says everything. Ozzy Osbourne was chaos, but also charisma in the 2010s. Ozzy's body begins to fight back. Diagnosed with Parkinson's surgery after fall in 2019, spinal injuries and nerve damage tremors impact his walk. Voice, posture, he cancels world tours, speaks slowly in interviews, but he refuses to quit. Quote, I might wobble, but my soul doesn't shake. He releases Ordinary Man and Patient Number 9, chart toppers. Despite the pain, Ozzy reflects on death often. He tells Howard Stern, I've done enough. If I die tomorrow, let me go smiling, says music is his blood. Quote, the stage heals me. Every time I scream, I breathe better. In 2024, he's inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo artist. Jack Black calls him a living spell, equal parts beauty and madness. Ozzy laughs, cries, sings Dreamer, and walks off stage. A man shaped by madness, anchored by music, redeemed through love. Ozzy Osbourne didn't chase fame, he chased release, and in the process built. Myth.Starline sees the storm and finds the man inside it. He gave us madness, he gave us music, he gave us myth. And on July 17, 2025, Ozzy Osbourne gave us his final bow, Villa Park, Birmingham. The stage pulsed with memory. Ozzy returned to his hometown for one last show. Black Sabbath, reunited. Metallic. Youngblood, Guns N' Roses all played tributes. Momoa hosted. Elton John sent a message calling Ozzy a trailblazer and a spiritual outlaw. But the spotlight never left Ozzy. He walked slowly, held Sharon's hand. He gripped the mic and said, if this is the last time, I love you all. He sang Dreamer, Paranoid, and Mama, I'm Coming Home. 40,000 fans cried, screamed, bowed. Ozzy smiled. A clip surfaced online, Ozzy weeping during Goodbye to Romance. He stopped singing. Fans carried the melody, his voice cracked. Quote, that was beautiful. That was real. Another. Shot captured. Him backstage, hugging Tony Iommi, whispering, thank you for making me believe. TikTok lit up. Hashtag surged. Hashtag Ozzy finale. Hashtag Prince of Darkness forever. Hashtag Ozzy homecoming millions watched. The algorithm couldn't ignore it. Recorded 2 weeks before the concert. Aired posthumously, Ozzy said, I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of not being remembered. He spoke about Sharon, his kids, his regrets. He said he missed Randy. Rhodes every day, quote, music saved me. Sharon saved me. And the fans. They kept me breathing. That interview became the outro voice for millions of tribute videos. Starline included it. 2. July 24, 2025. Ozzy died peacefully. Age 76. Surrounded by his family, the Osbournes released a statement. Quote, he gave everything to his music. And his fans, our hearts break, but his legacy lives loud. Church bells rang in Birmingham. MTV played a 24-hour Ozzy marathon. Radio stations looped Crazy Train. Metallic canceled a show. Youngblood posted, I owe my scream to Ozzy. Tributes poured in. Jack Black. He was magic and madness rolled into one scream. Kelly Osbourne. He was my dad and my hero. Alice Cooper. Rock won't be this wild again. Elton John. Ozzy was punk in a velvet. Coffin. Timeless. Gene Simmons. Legend. Lunatic. Icon. Even Kermit the Frog posted a tribute, quote, Ozzy taught me that chaos can be kind. It went viral. And somehow felt perfect. Ozzy's catalog is revisited. Blizzard of Oz. Diary of a Madman. No More Tears. Ordinary Man. Critics call his discography the blueprint of rebellion. TikTok creators remix his vocals into orchestral blends. Gen Z discovers Crazy Train anew. His memoir climbs to #1. A children's book titled Ozzy the Bat is announced. Written by Sharon. Illustrated by Jack, quote, Even bats can dream. Tony Aimee releases a video, quote, Ozzy was lightning. We were just his sky. He strums the opening of Iron Man alone. Geezer Butler posts a photo young Ozzy laughing, shirtless, holding a beer. Caption, forever the loudest in the room. Black Sabbath disbands permanently. The bench in Birmingham formerly, just symbolicist, renamed Ozzy's Throne. Fans leave candles, vinyls, tattoos. Letters don't in response to his death. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame launches the asterisk Ozzy Legacy. Wing asterisk. Displays include the original Dove necklace, a replica of the Alamo jumpsuit, his diary from rehab, stage boots from Villa Park, a framed note to Sharon, you saved me.
Yes.
Visitors cry. Teenagers scream his lyrics in the lobby. His impact spans generations. Kelly releases a podcast episode. My Father Was Magic. Jack launches a YouTube series, Azivers, chronicling his dad's impact. Sharon announces a charity, the Screamer Fund, dedicated to music education for at-risk youth. Quote, he screamed so others could sing. Fans tattoo his lyrics, cover his songs, build statues, host candlelit concerts. Ozzy's echo becomes ritual. Ozzy Osbourne didn't just perform, he erupted. His chaos birthed catharsis. His madness shaped melody. His love fought through addiction, fame, fear. From bat bites to Bravo cameos, from Birmingham to Hollywood, he screamed. And now, the silence feels sacred. Starline remembers. Prince of Darkness, forever loud, forever legend.